Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Hillary. I am a mom to a 2-year-old named Sebastian and a 4-month-old named Zeb. This video's like, I didn't get ready, I didn't take time. I was going to, but it's not like a happy video, so I just figured I would just sit and talk and tell everyone kind of what happened, because if you follow me on social media, then you know pretty much that we went to the hospital with our infant. So I'm just gonna kind of talk through what happened and why we went. So if you are not subscribed, be sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I usually have way more exciting content, fun content, from baking cakes, playing with my kids, general vlogging, holidays, all kinds of trips, fun things like that. So if you're not subscribed, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow our journey. But anyways, let's jump into the video. Okay, so what kind of happened, and like I have some footage. I didn't vlog like during the time being, so I'm gonna put in like some clips that I actually have like throughout, just so you have actual clips of us like at the hospital, but I didn't like vlog, so I'm just gonna kind of tell you what happened. So sometime, today is Sunday, and sometime last week Sebastian got like a cold, and it kind of hit all of us, like, I mean, me included. We all kind of got it. We thought, oh, it's just allergies, it's fine. He gets colds all the time, like his nose runs all the time, but he's like never sick, never had antibiotics, never really runs a fever, like nothing. He's usually pretty fine. And then he actually did spike a fever. Last week, his fever got up to like 102, and it was like he ran a fever for a couple of days. He was pretty kind of like just chill. He just wanted to snuggle, which is very not like him. If you watch our channel or if you know us personally, you know Sebastian is usually very full of energy and very outgoing, and he was way more just like wanting to sit and snuggle, which is not his personality. And so we knew he was sick, but he genuinely was like fine. Like he just had a little bit of a fever. We gave him medicine, that kind of stuff, and he was fine. So then Zeb kind of picked it up, and we thought, oh, it's just the same thing, like he'll be fine. He never ran a fever, so we were like not concerned. And so we gave him like the Dyeries, all natural, just to kind of like help him, kind of like just break up the mucus, that kind of stuff. And then Thursday, if I'm not getting my days confused, I'm so tired. Thursday, I think he woke up, I think it was Thursday. Anyways, he woke up and he was wheezing. And if you follow me on Instagram on my personal account, then you saw the video already, but I'll like put that in right here. And so yeah, like you can hear him audibly wheezing. So he woke up like that, and it kind of freaked me out. I sent Zach a video, and he was like, you need to call the pediatrician right now. And I was like, okay, like I don't want to be dramatic. Sebastian just had this, like he's just like he's probably fine. So then I sent it to my mom, and she kind of said the same thing. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just call the pediatrician and see what they say. So I called, and obviously, like if you guys know, we moved. We're in our new house. Our pediatrician is still back where we used to live, and we haven't gotten a new one up here or anything yet, because like we haven't really had time, and our kids have never really been sick. So I said for well visits, I'll just drive to Milledgeville, take them to their normal doctor, because I love their pediatrician that much. So I called the pediatrician, and I was like, you know, hey, we moved, we're like an hour away, this is what's going on, you know, can we make an appointment, can we do like a telehealth, is there something we can do that's going to be like, you know, easier? And she said, well, your doctor actually is out today anyways, but with those symptoms, I kind of think you probably should just take him to an urgent care. And I was like, okay, whatever, thank you. And so I decided, okay, we're gonna take him to urgent care. And she was like, you know, if you need to follow up with us for anything, let us know and we can make a follow-up appointment. So I was like, okay, thank you. So on Thursday, I go to urgent care, and I took him to a Piedmont urgent care, and I go in, and she, like, it was a waste of my time, basically. They were like, oh, you know, checked us in, waited the whole shenanigans, And then we finally get back in a room and she's like, he's too young, I can't treat him. They didn't have like a pulse ox for him. And I was like, you could have told me that before I even like got seen. But anyway, so they sent us to children's urgent care. So we go to children's urgent care. We have to wait forever. By this point, like we had left the house at like 9, and this point it's like 12:30 and we still hadn't been seen. Sebastian goes down for a nap at 12. I didn't pack snacks because I just kind of ran out the door. So he's starving, hasn't had lunch, ready for a nap. Zeb like was just exhausted. You could tell he didn't feel good, obviously, the whole reason we initially went in the first place. I like had to go to the bathroom, but I was like waiting, and it was just this like whole thing. It was very stressful. I like almost had a panic attack. I was like, this is why I don't leave my house with both my children by myself ever. Zach was literally like punching greens at the golf course, so he couldn't leave. Like there was no like, oh, he'll meet me there. Like he was extremely busy, so he like had to get it done because of weather and stuff. So I was like, I had to do it by myself, and there's a reason I don't leave the house with both kids by myself. But yeah, so anyways, so we finally get in and we see a doctor. And the doctor says, it's definitely bronchiolitis. Well, she saw both the kids and she said, Sebastian's pretty much fine, like it's just a cold. He's never had antibiotics. There's no point in putting him on anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. He'll be fine. Cool. So then she checks Zeb and she says it's definitely bronchiolitis. And she said she didn't want to test for RSV, COVID, the flu, anything like that, because basically bronchiolitis is like the basket that all the other ones sit in. And she was like, why put him through all those individual tests? Because if you had a COVID test done, then like they're all the same kind. And she was like, I'm not doing that to a 4-month-old when I can hear it in his lungs and I can basically diagnose it as this, and it kind of covers all of those. And since he wasn't running a fever, she was less like, you know, like it wasn't probably RSV, it was probably just bronchiolitis. And so we were like, okay. So she says, do a nasal spray, and if he gets worse, go straight to children's. And she was like, but he's probably gonna get worse, just because of like, it usually gets worse before it gets better. So I was like, okay, kind of left, and like I really liked her, but I kind of left in this like gray period. I'm like, so it's gonna get worse, but if it gets worse, take him in. So I was like, didn't really know. So anyways, Friday, all day long, again, Zach was at work, he was super busy, and all day long, Zeb just did not like want to eat. He really didn't want to nurse at all. I tried giving him a bottle. Even Sebastian, I have a picture, Sebastian gave him his first bottle ever, like tried to help me feed him, and he like wouldn't take the bottle, he wouldn't nurse, he was not having many wet diapers, he was going like hours without going to the bathroom, and it was kind of just freaking me out. And then he also started having like his chest was caving in. But yeah, so between his like chest caving in, and we also have an owlet pulse ox monitor, and his oxygen normally, you know, like obviously 100 is perfect. Normally he's like 98, 99, like never really goes below 96. He's usually healthy, perfect, always. He took a nap for like an hour straight, his oxygen was at 90, and it kind of freaked me out because the doctor had said if his oxygen goes below 90, you need to take him in. So then when it stayed at 90 for an hour straight, I was like, okay, like this is nerve-wracking. So with everything else, Zach finally gets home on Friday night, and we were kind of talking through everything, and I was like, I don't want to rush up there and make a decision like in haste unnecessarily. Like if he's fine, I don't want to drive all the way to children's. I don't, you know, want to expose him to more germs if he's fine. But at the same time, when it's your 4-month-old baby, you're still kind of like, okay, I know that he's probably fine, but like, what if he's not? And unless you're a parent, you don't get that. But, and I'm not like a over like dramatic parent, like I really try not to be. And like Sebastian's never like been sick at all, so I'm pretty like laid back when it comes to that kind of stuff. But it was just kind of one of those like, I just wasn't 100% if he was actually okay or if not. And so we decided to call the Children's Healthcare phone number line. And when we called, the nurse on the phone said that because of the chest compressions, she was like, you need to take him to the closest ER immediately. And we were like, okay, like that kind of freaked us out. So we called my mom, because I had been like texting her and sending her videos for the last like 2 days of Zeb and everything, and I was like, you know, called her, and she said, well, you know, I'm like 30 minutes away, but I can come over and watch Sebastian if you need me to. And I was like, okay, cool. So I call my brother's girlfriend, who actually lives like 5 minutes away, and she came over before my mom could get here and hung out with Sebastian until my mom got here. And then my mom obviously stayed with Sebastian until we got home, but we went to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, obviously it was the ER on a Friday night in Atlanta. It was just chaotic, but we finally checked in. We told them, you know, like we were here yesterday, he was diagnosed with bronchiolitis, but because of these chest contractions, we were just a little bit more nervous, thinking it was more than just general sickness. So they attach him to the pulse ox monitor and all the, you know, general triage signs. And his oxygen when we were there didn't go below like 96. And of course, when we get there, he starts acting like the happiest baby ever. He was basically not, like, all day long. The reason like I was kind of nervous was he was really like, he wasn't lethargic, but he was just not like happy. He was just really sleepy. He wouldn't wake up for anything, and it was just freaking me out. But of course, when we get to the hospital, he's smiling at everyone, flirting with all the nurses. He's wide awake. He's acting happy. Obviously, he's still coughing, but his wheeze kind of like had gone away. Like he wasn't really wheezing as bad at the hospital as he had been. And he had a full diaper when we got there. So like he hadn't had a full diaper the entire day, and when we got there, he did. So anyway, so between all of that, the doctors saw him. They had agreed, the day before, the doctor had said she didn't want to do a breathing treatment because of it just raises their heart rate. And so even at the hospital, they said the same thing. They just didn't feel like he needed a full breathing treatment. And so if you're wondering, like, that's why they never actually did that. So he did not have a breathing treatment. But they kept him on the oxygen for like an hour, monitored him, checked everything out, and basically she came back in and said it is just bronchiolitis. I don't think that he needs to be hospitalized. Some babies need more care, some don't. Be grateful that yours is one of the ones that doesn't need additional help. Obviously she said she said the same thing too. She said it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And if it gets worse and you're concerned, bring him in. You did all the right things. Because of the compressions, it was a good choice that you went ahead and brought him in, because we, you know, always want to make sure that they're okay. She was like, so, you know, like that was a good choice to come in. But she did tell me, I said, so both the doctors now have told us if he's gonna get worse before he gets better, but if he gets worse, to bring him in. And I'm like, so what is like worse enough to justify bringing him in? Because I was kind of like confused on that. And she basically said, unless he completely stops eating or like has the chest compressions that don't stop, like they're not stopping no matter what we do, then in that point we definitely need to bring him back in. But otherwise, just kind of watch him. He's probably still gonna get a little worse. His wheeze will get worse, his cough will get worse, but then he should be on the mend. So right now we're just kind of watching him. Yesterday was Saturday, today's Sunday, so this was all Friday. We didn't get home from the hospital until like 2 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then Zach had to leave for work at 4, so he literally had like 2 hours of sleep. So yesterday we were kind of like just exhausted, and Zeb slept a lot during the day, but like obviously he was up all night. And obviously he was like recouping, and she said that sometimes, you know, just like we as adults sleep when we when we don't feel good, we need more sleep to get better. Babies are the same way. So she was like, his extra sleeping is probably just him trying to heal his little body. And so yesterday he did a lot of just like sleeping, but we did go over to my brother's girlfriend's, and they had like a blow up pool, and so Sebastian was able to run off a bunch of energy and just play, and Zeb actually took a nap like in the shade, but outside. And I think just like the vitamin D, just all of that, just I think in general made him feel a little bit better, because he's been acting more like his personality today. He's been really happy and like fun and like alert, which is the first time he's really been that way in a couple of days. He still isn't really nursing as much, like he's still kind of on like a mend of like wanting to nurse. And I've been doing a lot of the saline spray on his nose, and he hates it, so it's hard to do it because he like doesn't like it at all. But yeah, so I think he's on the mend, but it was definitely scary because like I tried not to be overreactive. I didn't want to just rush to the hospital for no reason. But it was scary when your infant's literally like, you can tell that they can't breathe. They're struggling to breathe. And when his oxygen got as low as it did, that freaked me out. And so it was scary, but I think he's okay. He's definitely still like not completely back to himself, but he definitely appears to be getting better. So anyways, that's kind of the story. It's not like some crazy dramatic thing, but it was definitely scary when your infant can't breathe and having to take them to the hospital. That's the story. I'm sorry this video is chaotic and all over the place. Like I said, I'm sick too. The kids are sick. It just is what it is. But thank you guys so much for watching. And keep my baby in your prayers. Hopefully before I upload this, because I don't think this video is going to go up till next Friday. It's supposed to go up this Friday. So. Yeah, like I said, I'm sick too. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If there's an update before I upload this, I will let you guys know. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe, and I will update you guys in the next video. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Okay, so I'm coming in with like just a little tiny update. It's now Tuesday, and I'm about to edit this video. But I just wanted to say that Zeb and Sebastian are both much better. They've both been acting perfectly fine. Zeb still has a little bit of like cough and congestion, but he's not had the weird breathing or anything like that. The only thing is he's not really sleeping at night, but that's not really anything new. So pretty much other than that, he's fine. But of course, because when everyone else starts to get on the mend, Mom has to get sick. So yesterday, today's Tuesday, like I said, yesterday I woke up and I have not had an ear infection since I was like a child. I had tubes in my ear to have my tonsils taken out, all of that, and like I haven't had strep throat or an ear infection in forever. I woke up yesterday and thought I was dying. You don't realize how much your ears are like important until they like don't work. And I still have like a lot of congestion, but yesterday I woke up and it was to the point like I couldn't move off the couch. I literally was immobile yesterday. Every time I stood up, because of the equilibrium in my ear being so messed up, I was so off. I could not stand. I couldn't function. I was literally, when I tell you I thought I was dying, I was dying. It was absolutely awful. So I made a chiropractor appointment and went this morning to the chiropractor, and he literally said that it was the, whatever, like the vertebrae in my neck. If it had been a different one, he would have said that he didn't think they were related, but he said it was literally the vertebrae that connects to my right ear that was like misaligned, and so he said that there was a good chance that's why I was in so much pain, and it wasn't just like fluid, like there was actually pain. Is because that vertebrae was off. So he adjusted me, adjusted my back, adjusted everything. It was great. Love the chiropractor. Wish I could go more regularly. And I'm feeling a little bit better, like as far as like the pain. I still feel like I'm like underwater because I have so much like drainage from like my congestion and everything. But there's not like pain there, and I can like stand. Obviously I drove the car. Like yesterday I wanted to go to the chiropractor and I literally was like, I can't drive a car. Like I can't risk putting the children in the car and driving the car because I was so miserable. But so obviously like today I've been fine. We ran a couple errands, and the boys are both asleep right now, and I'm about to edit this video like I said, but I wanted to just put that in just because like, can we all please get better? Like the 4th of July is this weekend. I have a cake order I have to do for Saturday. Sunday is the 4th, and we have plans. And then Monday, everybody's supposed to come to our house because it's the actual holiday. So, like, I have plans this weekend. I need us all to get better so we can all function and have a good time. But yeah, so follow me on Instagram if you don't. I updated a lot there when we were at the hospital with Zeb and everything. So, I post more there than I do here. But I wanted to go ahead and get a little video up just kind of explaining what happened. Because I do like to post twice a week on YouTube. So anyways, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it'll be a video from this weekend full of 4th fun and not misery full of sickness. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.